Good morning, everyone. Thank you for listening to our presentation today. I really hope that you will enjoy this presentation because it highlights a beautiful part of Vietnamese culture, darkness, and contrast in Vietnamese folk paintings, especially in Dong Ho paintings. Before we get started, as you can see on the screen here, my group has 5 members: Thùy Trâm, Tuyết Nhung, Thùy Nhung, Trâm Anh, and I am Chiều Lam. So, let's dive in. Today we will explore this artistic quality through the famous painting Lý Ngư Vọng Nguyệt. This artwork is a perfect example of how darkness becomes a poetic backdrop, allowing the moonlight and the capture to stand out. We will have 3 main points. First, the quietness and the darkness of the paintings emphasize reflection and contemplation. Second, the contrast highlights symbolic elements. Third, the shadows have to convey mood and depth to the work. Finally, we will see how Vietnamese folk art, through the prints of light and shadow, creates a unique cultural connection, blending folk symbolism with universal contemplation. So, I would like now to invite Trâm Anh to present the main ideal one.
Okay, let's come to my part. My name is Trâm Anh. The painting comprises 2 primary elements, that moon and the carp, representing light and darkness respectively. The fundamental meaning of the artwork conveys the intense aspiration toward a fulfillment of individual desires and ambition. Let's come to the darkness. The carp is visual for the darkness because this animal is painted in the dark colors against and dark in the dark brown background, making it present for darkness, and the darkness symbolize the hard time and sadness that everyone experiences in life, difficulty that we all must face. The contract with the darkness, we have a luminosity. The luminosity, that is the light from moon, from the moon. The moon appear in the high sky, throwing the reflection on the pond's surface, whether in the sky or reflected on the water. The moon is always represented in the white, establishing it as a symbol of light. A light, always we feel the perfection, embodying the highest degree of clarity and a noble pursuit of the pleasure and satisfaction that individual consistently pursue throughout their lives.
The contrast between light and darkness is very strong. With this light plays an engulfing screen, the waters is deep and dark, which make the moonlight reflections stand out clearly, and the vibration to the surface at night make looks more artistic and full of light. This contrast draws attention to the quiet beauties of nature that people often overlook during a day, such as the gentle streaks on the waters and the simple movements of the fish. And the contrast also carries symbolic meanings. The darkness of the night presents difficulties and challenges in the light, and while the moonlight shows the hope and dreams, and the cracks are the small source of light in the dark water, symbolize transformations and the desire to overcome obstacles.
In Lý Ngư Vọng Nguyệt, the full radiant moon represents perfection and wholeness. The carp does not see the real moon in the sky, it only sees its reflection on the water, display of reality and evolution greatest symbolism deep. The underwater moon is beautiful but unattainable, much like the ideal human long for but cannot fully grasp. From this image arise 2 complementary perspectives. The first perspective views the underwater moon as a symbol of unattainable perfection. The crab snapping at the reflection becomes a metaphor for human chasing absolute perfection, an unable effort, yet often impossible to achieve. The messenger is clear. Don't let perfectionism become a barrier to choice. Letting go of a realistic idea can bring more peace and contentment. The second perspective sees the full moon as inspiring ideas that encourage people to strive upwards. Even as a reflection, the moon glow wakens to beauty, awakening dreaming, imagination, and noble aspiration. The motive of gazing at the moon in the quarter suggests that the journey towards an idea is meaningful in itself, even if the even even if the outcome is imperfect. Those strivings will grow just like the carp continually swimming towards the moonlit surface.
In modern Vietnamese, Lý Vương Vọng Nguyệt is still one of the familiar and lasting motifs. Artisans paint the image of the carp looking at the moon on the blazes, vase, tiles, and the decorative trays. They keep the traditional brush style but use more modern color choices. People value this motif not only for the beauty but also for the meaning of ambition, progress, and the desire to reach for something greater. The image is also appear in the ceramic wall mural found in the temples, the cultural centers, restaurants, and on the modern house. Large ceramic panels show the cups and the moon become a stronger visual highlight. The moving water, the glowing moon reflection, and the rising cup bring energy and good luck to the space. Because of this, the motif is popular in lobbies, gardens, and family others as a symbol of prosperity and the positive growth. Across Asian art, the moon is a familiar symbol, but when you place side by side, it becomes clearly that Vietnamese painting offer a uniquely human, grounded, and hopeful interpretation, different from the contemplative tone that often found in our neighboring country, China. In Chinese painting, as shown in work like sitting along by the pavilion, gazing at the moon appears in the vast, quiet landscape and carries a philosophical meaning. It symbolizes the impermanence, purity, and the harmony between the human and the cosmos. There's a broad turn toward subtlety, delicacy, and abstraction, inviting viewers to reflect the inward. Vietnam, however, take a very different path. In Vietnamese folk art, especially in Lý Ngư Vọng Nguyệt, the moon is not a distant object of meditation, but is the one the familiar presence woven into everyday life. The moonlight on the village pond, watched by the carp, become a metaphor for human aspiration and the longing to rise. The visual language is bold, clear, and richly rooted in the rustic spirit of Vietnamese countryside culture. Therefore, even with the same object, Chinese painting use the moon to express the philosophy and stillness, while Vietnamese painting highlight the life, the dream, and the genuine emotion of the Vietnamese people. In Vietnamese art, the moon is not only for something to admire, it is something to reach for, to hold through, and to quite trust.
I'm back again to help you with the conclusion. So, after all that, the contrast between darkness and light in Lý Ngư Vọng Nguyệt is more than just an artistic technique. It reflects a Vietnamese way of seeing life. The darkness symbolizes challenges, yet it is exactly the darkness that makes the moon and the craft shine brighter, reminding us that hope often appears in difficult times. The moon's reflection teaches us not to chase illusions, but it also celebrates our desire to reach for something higher. Like the calf swimming toward the moon, our pursuit of ideas gives life meaning. So when you see Lý Ngư Vọng Nguyệt, don't just see a face, see a symbol of religion and the courage to move toward the life. So that is the end of our presentation. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. Thank you again and hope you guys had a great day. Thank you.